The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Monday. It's July 24th, 5:32 right now, and I had an interesting experience with our boss over the weekend.
I'm glad you're still here, I guess.
Yeah, the interesting part was we were golfing together. He gets very frustrated sometimes, so it's hilarious to see them in those situations.
Okay, and did his frustrations pay off? Did he win?
No.
Oh.
I won. It was fun.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're going to have a job after this now that we've talked about this on air and you are boasting that you won.
That's right. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't tune in this early. But it was three of us. And so he got frustrated near the end of the golfing, and we were keeping track of like your score every hole. But then for the last maybe like 9 holes, he didn't want to keep track. He didn't want to know his score. He didn't want to keep track anymore. He just wanted to work on his game. And so me
wow, Sean, you're really calling him out this morning.
Me and the other guy who were golfing just gave him happy faces or sad faces on how the hole went. So when we finished the hole, we're like, Craig, is that a happy face hole or a sad face hole? And then he would let us know.
And would he get even more frustrated with that question?
No, he was playing along with it. He was having fun with it all. So it was just a good time.
Well, congrats on your win, I guess.
Thank you. Yes, big winner over here. Actually, it was one of my better golf rounds. I golfed 100, which isn't great by any means, but I'm happy with it.
All right. Glad to hear it.
Another weekend of dog and house sitting on my belt to add to my resume. And I always forget this one thing about the dog that I look after.
Okay. What is it?
First of all, his name's Buddy. He's the most perfect dog in the entire world.
Is it that he has no teeth and so you have to chew his food first for him?
Well, I do that as well. No. His tongue always hangs out to the side, and it's the most adorable thing ever. But the one thing Buddy doesn't do is he doesn't take a poo in his own backyard.
Oh, right. He's a bit of a diva. He's like,
yeah,
you're not supposed to do that where you eat. So
yeah,
getting out of here.
Hilarious. And I always forget about this. And then so every time you have to take Buddy out, you have to go for a walk, essentially. And the worst part was going to work Friday morning and taking him for a walk at 3 a.m. And I was a little terrified there's going to be like creatures out there.
Oh, I think that's a valid fear. I mean, it is berry season, and that is the middle of the night, but right when the sun starts to come up again,
yeah,
it's the perfect time for a bear to be out having a little chomp, and he would probably enjoy a little bit of Buddy as well.
Oh, don't say that.
Maybe he'd enjoy a little bit of Sean.
No, don't say that. Well, I did bring my bear spray when we went out for the morning walk. So I had that with me. And then I had my phone out with like a flashlight on the phone. Like it would do anything.
I think you're supposed to put like music on your phone. Like if you're not going to be making noise, you can at least put your speaker on. Yeah.
Because aren't you supposed to be listening for your surroundings?
Yes, but you're also supposed to be scaring your surroundings away from you.
Yeah, I was like, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Okay.
So I was talking.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so we made it.
I feel like Buddy has really figured out like the best life ever. First off, he never has to step and poop in his backyard. But second off, he's just like, every time I go outside, I get to go for a walk. Like this is absolute trickery. He has tricked you and you have fallen for it.
I would agree with that. And I'm perfectly fine with it because dogs rule the world.
Until you get eaten by a bear. Then bears rule the world, really. I'm a bit of a walking contradiction, Sean. I keep doing things I say I never will. Like I said, I'd never watch Tiger King. And then as the early days of the pandemic turned into long ones, I saved and did. And then I said I'd never get Crocs. But as I've gotten older, I've come to learn that they're the most comfortable shoes
there we
known
go.
to man.
On the other side now.
Yeah, own 4 pairs now.
Love it.
Then I said I was too old for TikTok.
Yeah, you did. I saw you on the weekend. I saw you on the app.
I got TikTok over the weekend. I couldn't help it. I just felt like I was like getting too far into the past of you're old, you're quilter, you're an old lady.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I'm not even a mom, but I just needed to get into the zone. I needed to know these words that you say like Riz and stuff like that.
There we go.
So I could be hip with it.
And I will say, if you're ever looking, because you make reels on Instagram and stuff, if you're ever looking to make another video, the editing platform on TikTok is much more user-friendly than I find any of the other platforms.
And I do find myself getting very frustrated with reels on Instagram, but TikTok, although it's user-friendly, it's also a learning curve. Like I did spend about 2 hours making a video about the iced latte that took me 5 minutes to make.
Right.
Because I was getting frustrated. Like, it kept being like, I'll auto make this video for you. And I was like, great, but you're using like the worst parts of the clips
don't
that I worked so
auto-make
hard on.
Don't auto make it. That's like your first step right there. Do it yourself. But it'll just be nice for you to finally, like, when you like send me videos and I'm like, I saw that 2 weeks ago on TikTok type of thing. This will be progressive for our relationship here, so you don't send me old stuff anymore.
There we go. I'll just be sending you all fresh things. I'm a bit worried for my time because I already feel like I spend way too much time on my phone, and now I've found myself a new way to waste time on my phone.
Right.
But maybe it's just research. Maybe TikTok is like, I'm just making sure that I'm
positive
with
spin.
it. Yeah.
Very positive spin on it. I like it.
I found something that could have been so bad in my office this weekend.
So, like a leftover food? Like a fish?
Wow, you are a very good guesser.
Well, I'm thinking days over time, smelling bad, or maybe like smelly shoes.
Okay, we do keep our shoes in this room as well. But my husband must have like unpacked his, he's a substitute teacher, his like last day of school bag in the office. And he just put 2 apple sauces and an actual apple on the desk in there. And then, of course, he's not working right now, so no need to use this office.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, I was just kind of putting some stuff away, went to take a pair of shoes and put it in the office, and just caught my eye of this wrinkly little apple.
Rotting?
It was on its way.
Okay.
I sent him a picture and said, "Excuse me, you have left. You're as bad as a kid." Parents go in September to open their kids' backpacks for the new year and discover all their containers that need to now be thrown out. That's what I felt like. And I said, like, you've left this shriveled up apple here. And he was like, it wasn't shriveled up when I left it there. Well, of course not, but it shouldn't.
It wasn't shriveled up when I left it there. That is amazing. I give major props to that answer.
Well, I was like, I'm not touching it. I cannot. I refuse. So you're not home right now, but don't worry, I'll remind you. You can take care of this back to school problem.
Amazing.
Ugh,
Great.
so gross.
I went through that horrible feeling of thinking you left the oven on while I was out last night.
Uh-oh. Did you rush home right away, or?
Oh, big time. The anxiety was just ripping through me. And I think we've all had that moment, whether it's just like electronics of any sort, whether oven,
Curling iron.
Yeah, a lot of hair products and stuff that get hot type of thing. And we were at the movies last night, and it occurred in my head with like maybe 30 minutes left in the movie. I was like, I don't remember pressing the off button. And then that is the only thing I could think of for the rest until I got home.
Of course. Now, my question is, did you leave it on when you finally did get there?
No, it was off.
Of course
it was off. It was all good. I did the right thing. But it must just be like muscle memory now, you know, when you're just using stuff like that. You take it out, you push it off, and then like you're good to go. But I didn't remember in time like pressing off.
Okay, and my question is, the oven, has it ever caught on fire for you before when, say, you know, you've forgotten it while you were home and left it on?
I know. It's such like it's like a tiny little bit of a silly thought where it's just like people cook turkeys for like 5+ hours at a time. I was away for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is people leave their house with their oven on all the time as well. Like my parents always put a roast in, go to church, find somebody to invite for lunch. The roast will be ready when we get home. Like the oven does not suddenly say, nobody's home. Time for me to catch on fire.
It's such like a weird, silly idea because it is left on for hours at times. But it's like, I'm not present in the moment. It is on and I should be there looking at it because anything could happen.
And how hot was it?
Oh, I set it to, I think it was like 420 or so.
That could be a cause for
It was a
an
little
explosion.
hot.
That is really hot. I mean, usually a 350 is when you leave your house with your oven on, right?
That's right, yeah, but hey, we're all good. I was a good person and turned it off, so I can just let it all ease now and live easy.
Glad to hear you still had a bed when you got home,
Yeah.
Sean.
We're We were chatting about leftovers last week. We made a Facebook post about it. And there was a conversation within the conversation, essentially, that took just a hilarious left turn. And it was between three people.
It was so good. But that question that they were answering is, what do you call leftovers? I think we should just run through it. I'll be Sandra, you be Jack.
Yeah, and when Jack leaves, then I'll be like Brenda, who enters at a later time type of thing.
Okay, here we go. So I'm Sandra. I call leftovers bubble and squeak. Leftover mashed potatoes mixed with leftover vegetables, fried on top until the bottom is crispy.
Now here I am, Jack. I was going to say bubble and squeak. I thought it was just an English thing.
I am English, LOL.
Me too. That explains it. Funny way of saying fried leftovers. Have you seen the English aisle at the grocery store? Some half-decent stuff there.
LOL. I left England a long time ago, but I guess England never left me. Which grocery store? Pancho's? Super Lake?
No, just Save-On and Timberley, LOL. They have some stuff there.
OMG. That's the British in me coming out again. I figured you were in the same place that I am in. Mexico. Where the heck is Timberley?
And Jack says, it's in Fort McMurray, where the radio station you're commenting on is based out of.
Really? Well, I don't know why I got it, but I do have a friend who lives there. Do you know Brenda and her daughter Tamara? I know that's a long shot.
Oh, so Jack now leaves the conversation. He's not entertaining this, but Sandra, who you're playing, tags Brenda now in the post here, and Brenda responds, I was wondering how you saw this post. You must be following the radio station.
No, I don't. The only radio station I listened to recently was the one in LA. And that was only because they played a song for my grandson's album. I hope Mix is getting some interesting answers to their questions besides this silly conversation, though.
I am dying. Like, that's the whole conversation. That's the end of it right there. But just the transition of, like, just like some people like living in their own world and just being like, oh, this, that, and the other. It's like, oh my God.
It was my favorite when Jack said, have you seen the aisle at the grocery store? Because I did think, well, which one? But then when she was like, Pancho's? Super Lake? It was like, what's happening right now?
Yeah. And I love when Brenda just said, like, oh, you must be following the radio station. She's like, oh, I only listen to one. And like, no, you're following it on social media, not listen. You're following it. Oh, just endless entertainment right there.
It's my favorite. And I do feel like it's a little bit of the, oh, do you know this person from Canada? Yeah. I actually met someone in Australia who said, oh, I met a guy from Canada once. His name was Steve. Can't remember his last name, but he was like short, kind of stocky. Steve from Canada. Do you know him? I was like, I know a lot of guys named Steve, short and stocky. I'm not sure. Do you have any other details, like maybe which province he's from, let alone city?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
Sandra, if you were wondering, maybe you listened to your second radio station. We did get some quality laughs out of your answers there. Our big Barbie movie night was last night with all of our mix winners, including ourselves, and I have to say, pretty great movie.
It was so good. I would go see it again in theater. It was that good.
Ooh, you would double down.
I would double down. I mean, there was Margot Robbie, there was Ryan Gosling. They were looking like Barbies.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
I would say, yeah, Margot and Ryan were fantastic in the movie. Now, from someone who didn't have Barbies growing up and from someone who did have Barbies, for both of us to say, like, fantastic time, great movie, I think it just goes to show that it can kind of play for anyone out there.
Totally. And they did such a good job of just playing on the stereotypes. They were hilarious multiple times. Like, I was like, ha, that's an inside joke I get. But you, who probably didn't get the inside joke, were laughing as well.
Still had a giggle. Yeah. And I feel like they did, like, corny in a good way, is how I can put it. Like, they talk about all the Barbie things and everyone's Barbie, everyone's Ken type of thing, but they did it in a way that is funny and it just plays to the audience.
Yeah, so 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 recommend.
And soundtrack, I will say, holy crap, soundtrack was so good throughout the entire film. And just like the colors and just the sets and everything, like everything just made sense throughout the entire film.
And you know what else made sense? The entire audience of people. I loved seeing the Sea of Pink. Like, I've never gotten dressed up for a movie. I did last night wear pink, and so did everyone else.
Yeah, that was fun as well to see like everyone involved.
New study has come out that parents are saying 13 days is the longest they are happy to have their kids home from school. And after that, they're ready to send them back.
Oof.
They're like, summer vacation is good until it's not good anymore.
Yeah, talking to some of my parent friends, I think they go along with that vibe of 13 days. Now, I think it depends on who you ask as well, because there's some teachers out there who also have kids who don't mind just looking after 1 or 2 instead of 30.
I have to imagine that a teacher is like, obviously a parent said this 13 days thing. They're like, summer holidays are just getting started.
That's right. Your husband's a teacher. When do they go back?
They go back at the last week in August.
Oh.
So it'll be like the 28th or somewhere around there.
So they still got like a month here? Yeah.
They still got some time to enjoy. Hopefully the parents start enjoying.
That's right. We also had another text come in from Tanya. I love you, Tanya. Thanks so much for tuning in. 780-791-1037. She says, not really. Kid's going to Keanu, all grown up now, but she's okay with watching him find his own way.
Oh, Tanya.
So sweet.
Oh, man. It is hard when the kids fly the nest for the first time, but I'm glad he's going to Keanu. He's going to stay close by and hang out with you. Everything's coming up, Barbie, and social media has so many different trends that you can kind of take part in to help celebrate that the movie has arrived.
Oh, big time. I actually recently read that the marketing campaign was over $100 million for marketing for the Barbie movie, and it shows.
Oh, my goodness. That just gave me a heart attack. I had to sit down. But I thought maybe I'd get in on it over the weekend. I saw somebody post search pink in your camera roll and post 6 photos that come up of your favorite that are pink.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
A little trendy. Look at you on the trends.
Just trying to be all hip with social media. So I searched pink in my camera roll, and apparently pink's not my color.
Yeah.
No, I don't own any pink. I don't wear pink. And I don't like pink, I guess, in photos because I had one picture come up.
Wow.
And it was of some flowers I grew last summer.
Okay, very fair. Can you remember wearing pink in the past?
On Pink Shirt Day.
Right, yes, exactly.
That's it. I really don't own anything pink.
Well, I just did the search bar on mine, typed in pink. And I wear pink.
You do wear pink. You wear pink all the time.
Yeah.
You were wearing pink on, I don't know what.
For the past 2 weeks, I bought a new pink shirt and I've been wearing it nonstop.
Yeah, you're the pink guy. Mm-hmm. How many pictures came up?
0. So maybe the search function isn't too great.
Okay.
On the phone. Because I just scrolling right now, over 20.
Wow. All right. I mean, I'm not sure the search function is broken on my phone because I did confirm when I tried to get ready for the Barbie movie last night that I don't own anything pink.
Okay.
But I can appreciate that yours is definitely broken. You should update that thing.
Yeah. I went to the much anticipated patio party for the food festival. And Steph, I got to say, you disappointed a lot of people.
Oh, because I didn't come?
Yeah. You said you were.
I know. Sean, I forgot to register my tickets and then they didn't exist anymore and I didn't want to have to get them twice, so I stayed home and watched TV.
Yeah. I was walking around and a lot of people were happy to see me, but then where's Steph? I got to go find her. And I was on her couch at home.
You should have just said, she's here somewhere.
Oh, just keep looking. Yeah, it's big. It's so many people here.
It's the biggest party of the year, I hear. I could have totally been an elusive person that just seemed to be always at the wrong stage when they were at the right one, you know?
Yeah, that would have been a fun answer. I didn't say that, though. Sorry.
No scavenger hunts for them. All right.
Great party, though. You really missed out.
Oh, thank you.
Just going to rub it in
You
now.
are rubbing it in. I already felt sad about it on Friday. I didn't really need the emotional morning again today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so great vibes. So right when you walk in, first stage, it was the DJ dance party type of thing. And if that's not your vibe of just all the DJ hits and everything, you just walk down the boardwalk to the second part of the Heritage Shipyard, which is fantastic. We need a lot of parties there, by the way. It was the live band part. And I mean, live music.
Yeah.
If you're a person that likes live music, it's great all the time.
If you're a person that likes live music.
Yeah.
I think some people just don't. And they're like, ugh, live music, turn that off.
Yeah. Something gets into you when you have a live band in front of you. And so, I mean, vibes were high over there as well. And then the cherry on top was they had a couple of kind of food stations set up because it is the food festival.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It was just it checked all the parts of yep. good people out there. By the way, there's a lot of people I have never seen before. Now, this might sound a little like ignorant or something, but like us working at the radio station, whether it's through like social media of just people like liking and commenting on things, or just going and hosting numerous events, being there at the patio party, I'm like, I haven't seen any of these people here. I recognize like 3 people maybe. So it was just fun to like meet new people all of a sudden.
Yeah, I do feel like that's really strange. I'm always like, where are you hiding? What events are you going to that I'm not going to? Because I feel like we are out every weekend somewhere. And that actually happened to me at the Nickelback concert.
Oh.
I was working that one, and then I was like, I've never seen this side of Fort McMurray. Who are all you people?
So, yeah, and then you just like meet people and like you're talking to them, and then you just have like great conversation. So like great people, check that off. Good food, check that off. The drinks were fantastic, check that off. The music was unreal, check that off. I can see it was my first one, my first patio party. It holds up to the hype. It was great.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.